And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone, this is Jason for Sean. Well, how I become a pro wrestling fan. Well, I started watching WWE SmackDown that time. It was aired on Fox 47 on their European block, then the Fox 47 before they become news there all the time. Fox News on the local Fox stations there and whatnot. So they play SmackDown that time. I stay up 9 o'clock there. It was after TGIF block on ABC that time. Then after my mom passed away, then I moved Fenimore, and I don't have European that time too. So I'm sticking with USA Network. Watch some WWE Raw, watch some WWE Heat, Sunday Night Heat there, whatnot. A couple of shows on WWE shows that time too. A lot of stuff we have there. Oh yeah, we watch some. My cousins. I always watch Jay on there too. Jay on there every late Saturday night there at that time. It was 2001, I believe so. I believe, or 2000 or 2001. It was located Fox 47 that time. Watch that. There, I watched Top Policy on there, but it was that time Adult Swim Block Emily was took over my life there, so whatnot. Then, then I, then I television whatnot. Top Policy there. Then, it's the only one I'm watching on it. Oh, it was on Spike TV. My bad. It was on TNT that time. Then I jumped ship, watched ECW a little bit at my grandma Rosie's house that time. It was 2000 after my mom passed away, so I watched ECW a little bit there at that time. Then I went to my cousin Zach's house, watched some WCW that time. It was Dying Days WCW. Oh no. So I was late watching those there at that time. I started watching 1999. I was started late there. And ECW and WCW was shut down 2001 a year later. It was only WFE/E only in town there. And every time they talk about there was an AWA TNA that time. We didn't have purview back then there. I'm missing out that time. Then fast forward 2005, Spike TV let WWE go and separates back to USA Network, whatnot. I say USA Network. The 2000, 2001 timeline. That's okay. I watched it on MTV, then they moved there. Then after that, 2005, I watched some TNA Impact show there. There was only 1 hour watching TNA, sticking on Spike TV, watching that late night there, late Saturday night. Damn, the days they're late. You stay up watching that wrestling that night too, 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, which there. Then the ECW brand show of 2006, whatnot. It was okay, Tim, there, ECW glory days, but it didn't work out. But it was okay for me. SmackDown, NXT, Raw there. TNA was growing strong there with WWE. And 2010, 3 years later, they had Monday Night Wars there, TNA versus WWE Monday Night Wars, and WWE just landed SmackDown with TNA that time too. TNA dropped the name in Impact Wrestling. Then they dropped Impact Wrestling to Global Force Wrestling. Impact Wrestling there, Claw HR there. Dropped the Global Force name back to Impact Wrestling name there. I was whole off to Impact Wrestling that time, and until that got slimed to you so I could watch it. Now I watch every night on Impact Wrestling on Thursday nights and NXT Wrestling on Tuesday nights too. At that time of the year, 2008 or 7, I don't know which is which, MTV attempt to have pro wrestling TV again. It's WSX, Wrestling Society X, and it was good there, and they didn't air the last episode because there was a fireball accident there. They pulled off there, but I had to watch that match, the last episode, until they pulled the plug there. Then 2008, checking the websites whatnot, and they say last year's going to show up in Mexico wrestling. I watch it, and ever since I watched Lucha Libre, AAA, CML, any Mexican organizations there, whatnot. The CML, before CML put a C there, used to be EMML that time, and they dropped the M part 2. Then I just started watching Japanese wrestling on there too. Play some Fire Pro Wrestling Returns, and this, to me, this is the best. It's the best pro wrestling video game I have. It's the best PS2 game. It's the best pro wrestling video game of all time. It's 500 career wrestlers and about 325 wrestlers on the game. MMA fighters on there. Got Hulk MMA too. K1 stuff, a lot of stuff there. Emerson. Then fast forward that 2019 or 20, 2 weeks has Lucha Underground. Watch one episode of it, then I watch the whole episodes on it. But now I got PWI, two magazines in one there. WWE magazines. I used to have WWE magazines, but not anymore. I lost them when I was moving there a couple of times there. After my dad passed away, I'm following all pro wrestling organizations there, whatnot, that I enjoy it so much. I watch All Elite Wrestling every night too. Every Wednesday night too. In 2019 or 19 or 20, which Chris got into watching wrestling with her. We watched WWE. We watched Ring of Honor. I watched Ring of Honor too. WWE, Ring of Honor. She watched a little bit. Watched Libre. She watched a little bit AWA USA that there. USA. She watched Impact Wrestling with me. All Elite Wrestling, and I always record New Japan on Thursday nights. Watch it myself. After I watch it with Chris, watch wrestling with her too. Everson, but I just can't tell the details of what's going on, Chris. I don't want to talk on that video. Wow, it's been 8 minutes already. So, Everson, I've been a pro wrestling fan day 1, 1999 there. And my brother Perry, he went to Burial store, the pizza joint there at Gates Mills, Seneca at that time. He let me watch WWF State Valentine's Massacre on there. So the first big show came out of the WWF that time. Then WWF SummerSlam. It's Jesse Ventura referee there. Everson. Then the last time I watched WrestleMania 2016 that time. Watched on that tape, my cousin Zach's house, that we did watch the whole thing there. Then we watched WrestleMania, don't know which is that tournament there. Can you send comments below, because I don't know which WrestleMania is that they have a tournament, because it was back at the WWF title, because Andre won it and then the title became back. I don't have that tape anymore, two WrestleMania tapes on there, but my friend got me WWF wrestling tapes 1 through 15, I believe, 1 to 15, yeah, 1 to 15, that's the highlights, all wrestling tape, didn't watch it yet. So I got WWF WrestleMania tape, then I got WWE and wrestling DVDs on there in the closet there. Got wrestling magazines, whatnot, a lot of stuff. So I think that's about it. That is it, folks. Just sharing for sure. Peace out, man. And that's a long video I ever had. Nightmare.